to talk about great Christmas movies. Kelly, what do you have somewhere on your list of great Christmas movies?
Well, as far as older great Christmas movies,
Okay.
when I was growing up, one of my favorites was Santa Claus is Coming to Town.
Great movie.
It's 1970, and Fred Astaire played the narrator. Mickey Rooney played Kris Kringle / Santa Claus. And it was all about how he became Santa Claus. And it was a great movie. I loved it. And it was that stop animation,
Yes, yes.
you know, that was so famous back then.
You know, a lot of really good made-for-TV movies, basically, were made back in the mid-'60s to very early '70s. And I'm going to throw a couple out to you now because I think we both have a lot of these on our list.
Yes.
Little Drummer Boy, not as big known, not as well known, but still, it's a classic. Rudolph's Shiny New Year's with Baby New Year's, the big ears, Father Time.
Yes.
I actually saw a guy the other day that I swear could play the guy as Father Time. The long, pointy beard. I mean, classic. The guy had it all going on. Jack Frost, great movie. Nice little love story in there. Frosty the Snowman. I mean,
Of course.
one of the tops. But the reason why I bring up in our favorite, I think generally across the board, everybody's favorite, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Exactly.
I mean, come on, it's Rudolph, right?
Total classic, yes.
We learn the songs from when we're little kids. I'm teaching my son, who's 4, those songs now. He's picking up on a couple of them, so we get to sing them together, as I did with my mother a long time ago. So, but one of the reasons why I bring up these specific movies is they were all written by Romeo Mueller, a gentleman named Romeo Mueller. He wrote some of the best made-for-TV Christmas movies. They were all animated and all cartoon, but you know what? The storylines, the messages, the good feelings, and being kind to one another, and what the Christmas spirit is all over those movies, from top to bottom.
And they're still around today. Like you said, the kids are still watching them.
Yep.
You know, they hold up, they stand the test of time. And that's not because of effects or anything like that, it's because of the story.
You know, true, it's because of the story, and they're good. They have great messages to them. The voices were well acted because there's no people in it, so the voices were well acted. They used stars of the times who really knew how to act. A lot of them got their acting chops in theater, so that they knew how to use their voices to tell a message as opposed to being able to use their bodies and their physical language to it. The guy was a great writer, and there was one other person. Well, hold on. Let me step back. How the Grinch Stole Christmas was not written by this gentleman, but
You're talking about the cartoon, the old one.
yes, come on now.
The classic.
Yeah, the classic. Okay, Jim Carrey's a good actor, but no, no, it was horrible. Did Tim Burton make that?
Yeah, I think so.
Because it seemed very Timmy Burton, and I'm not even going there. But so the reason why I bring that movie up is again, it's a classic. My son loves that. We've watched it 4 times this week already, and it's very early in the week. So it's a great movie. It's got a great song. Boris Karloff is fantastic in it. He's got a great voice.
Yep.
There was one other person in there, and there's a bit of a trivia. There was a lady named June Foray who did the voice of Cindy Lou Who in The Grinch. Now, this lady has a career that spanned 50-plus years.
Right.
Do you know the lady?
No.
Okay. So
I know Cindy Lou Who.
so this lady did the voice for Cindy Lou Who. She also did the voice of Granny for all the Bugs Bunny movies and all the
Oh.
Bugs Bunny TV shows and all the Bugs Bunny cartoons.
Wow.
Going back 40 years.
Wow.
She played Granny in almost all the Sylvester and Tweety Bird.
Yes.
Her voice was in Space Jam. I mean, across the board is the voice of characters. She also played a couple of voices in Smurfs.
Oh, wow.
And she played. You can get it back. Thank you. And she played Aunt Mary Parker from the original Spider-Man and the Amazing Friends cartoon.
Wow. She's been in like everything.
She's been in everything that you can think of. Again, her career has spanned 50 years. I think.
Right.
I think the last thing she did was in 2014.
Wow.
So, and I can't remember, but I think it's related to Bugs Bunny.
Right. Right.
She was the voice of Granny. So, I just wanted to bring that in. Great voices,
awesome.
Great character voices, and great kid-friendly Christmas cartoons. You can't get any better than those classics. They have not made anything today that's going to stand the test of time in another 50 years. These are bona fide classics. If you haven't seen them, look them up. Get the DVD. Look at them. Find them on YouTube. There's a couple of channels playing them this year. Get them, watch them, have your kids watch them. It's a great time. They're great movies.
Absolutely. So a couple other older movies, black and white films that have really stood the test of time. The first one has been remade several times, I think. However, the original is the classic, and that is Miracle on 34th Street. And that was in 1947, and it starred Maureen O'Hara and Natalie Wood. And Natalie Wood went on to star in West Side Story, which was filmed in the 60s, the musical. And it's just a beautiful movie. It's all about the belief in Santa Claus. And so that's a classic that has kind of held the test of time. They still do play it on cable.
Yeah.
And the second one, which is one of my all-time favorite Christmas movies, is It's a Wonderful Life with Jimmy Stewart. Everybody knows that story. Yes, and Donna Reed. Everybody knows that story. It's been played out differently in other TV shows and stuff, where they do that kind of theme of it, It's a Wonderful Life. But yeah, that's a classic. I love that movie.
And they play it one time a year.
Still?
Yeah.
They always only played it once a year.
Actually, no. Actually, it's been on twice, two different channels. Believe this on Christmas Eve. It's going to play because it usually does play Christmas Eve, and it was on last week, I think. I caught the last 10 minutes of it. But they usually only play it. Not just they play. It's not that they just play it this time of year, but they generally only play it once on one channel, and that's it. I don't know if it's a contract thing that somebody came up with to play that movie just once. I don't really know.
Right.
It's a shame. It's a great movie. It should be played over and over again.
Absolutely.
And Jimmy Stewart, Donna Reed, fantastic actors. Again, actors that got their start in theater and came up. You don't have actors like that anymore. The classic, timeless. I'm going to add one to that black and white list. It's A Christmas Carol. The Charles Dickens version of Christmas Carol. Now, this movie has been remade and remade and remade time and time again.
And one of the remakes is my favorite, actually. But I do know the old black and white one, too. I love it. I've seen it.
And the Fonz, Henry Winkler has played Scrooge in that character.
An American Christmas Carol is what it was called.
American Christmas Carol. Yes.
They just remade it and set it in America.
Yeah, right. And it stars George C. Scott again. phenomenal actor.
George C. Scott's the 1984 version, which is probably, to me, like one of the best versions.
He
was amazing.
Again, another classic actor, one of the best actors that's ever lived.
And that whole movie, the 1984 one with George C. Scott, was, I mean, everybody was great, and the way they did the story, I really liked. When I was a kid, I don't know if you remember, I think it was 1970, 71, there was one called Scrooge, and it was a musical. And that's what turned me on actually to the actual story of A Christmas Carol, was watching that. And, you know, singing along with all the songs, and I watched it every year. But I think the 1984 one I love the most. They've remade it numerous times.
It's been done.
I wanted to see, I don't know if anybody knows this, if you're Star Trek fans, Patrick Stewart did A Christmas Carol on Broadway, and it was a one-man show. He played every single character. It was supposed to be amazing. I wished that I could have seen it when he did it, but yeah, that was back in the late 90s, I believe.
Right.
Yeah. So
no, that's good. And speaking of Scrooged, I hear you liked Bill Murray's version of Scrooged.
Yes. I love that movie. I absolutely love that movie. It's on Netflix now. They only have it on Netflix for Christmas. They take it off and then they put it back on Netflix. Yeah, I saw that in the theater when it came out, and I watch it every year. I love it. Absolutely love it.
So I'm kind of wondering. I like the movie Elf, but it's a new movie, so it's not really on my radar of movies.
Sure.
But I love Will Ferrell, so I'm okay with it. Is that not really kind of more like a Miracle on 34th Street?
Elf?
Yeah, it seems very close, especially toward the end.
I don't know Elf.
Wow.
Yeah, I never saw it.
Okay.
I mean, I know of the movie, of course, but I've never actually saw it.
So it speaks about believing in Santa Claus and that. So I'm just kind of
sure
finding a parallel between the two. But
You've never seen Elf?
No.
They tried to hold me back. I swear to God. You've never seen Elf?
Never have seen Elf.
Wow.
Sorry.
Wow.
It's a new classic. It's a new classic. Continue.
Well, that was our director, Tiffany.
Yes.
You want to participate?
Chiming in. No, it was good.
You're welcome.
So, I have a couple of funny movies.
Okay.
Bad Santa. Kelly hasn't seen it. You got to see that. Bad Santa. It's hilarious. It's adult humor. I'm not one on censorship, but if you got young kids, you probably don't want them seeing it. I haven't seen Bad Santa 2 yet, though if I haven't really heard much about it, it probably didn't do all that well.
Right.
But Bad Santa, the first one, that's up there. That's up there with Scrooge in the sense that there's a lot of comic relief to it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not your typical Christmas,
Right.
Santa, kind of thing. It's funny. It's brutal, actually. It's brutal. To go along with that, with funny Christmas movies, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Oh yes.
I mean,
yes.
You can't do any better. That's one of the funniest Christmas movies ever. My wife and I, we watched it with my oldest son Christmas Eve, up until he started saying, "No, I'm going. I got my friends. I want to." It became too big to hang out with his parents. So now I got my 4-year-old. This year is the first year we're going to keep him up and to watch it. But we watch it every year. I do believe TBS has a 24-hour marathon of that movie. And then they switch over, I believe, to another great Christmas movie, Christmas Story.
Yes. Oh yeah, there's a classic.
We will watch National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, Christmas Eve, and Christmas morning, when we go to open presents, we put that on, put on Christmas Story, and we watch that. We let the kids open stuff, and another great movie.
Definitely.
Especially family-oriented movie for the
Sure.
family.
Sure. Moving into also modern Christmas movies, one that I've always loved is Home Alone, which you don't always think of as a Christmas movie, but it is. It was Christmas.
Yeah, now I'm the opposite side. I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen Home Alone?
My oldest son, when he was younger, he would watch that over and over again, and I just couldn't get into it.
You haven't seen Home Alone? What is wrong with you two? Between Elf and Home Alone? What,
We
are
like
you serious?
the classics.
I saw Home
So
Alone.
do I.
Oh,
I saw
sorry,
Home Alone.
yeah.
I liked Home Alone. I love Home Alone.
I-
That's another one I watch every year. It's
Yeah.
great. It's classic.
I've not watched a Christmas movie that has a sequel.
The first and the second one were good. The end.
Oh no, I can't say that. I can't say that because I have. Every year I watch Die Hard. Not a classic Christmas movie,
Yep.
but based
yes,
during Christmas time.
that's right.
It
Exactly.
was based during a Christmas holiday party.
It's a Christmas movie,
And so it's
and
become
it's fantastic.
it's a good movie. And if you haven't seen that, put that on your to-do list. Movies to watch, Die Hard, check.
Not with the 4-year-old, though. You don't sit
No.
and watch it with the
Not
4-year-old.
necessarily. I mean, yippee-ki-yay.
Yeah, no.
I don't know about you, but I think it's a good time to go out and watch some of these movies. Whatever movie you want to watch, that's fine. Just, go back to a couple of the classics and check them out. You just might be surprised. You might like them.
Especially Santa Claus is coming to town and Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
I mean, come on now.
You got to watch those.
Come on. I mean, he is coming to town, right?
Yes, exactly.
I mean, some people's houses, maybe not mine, but to some people, maybe for my kid. He doesn't come to my house anymore. I'm on the naughty list, I think.
Yeah. Make sure you check out our website, thoughtsfromatvgeek.com, for the full list of all our favorite Christmas movies. Also, if you'd like to tweet me, I'm at Kelly E. Neal on Twitter and on Instagram. And we hope you have a happy holiday and New Year.
Merry Christmas.